Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do the Tarot Collective for today. Today is a Monday, November 17th, 2025. You may follow me on the Talk, the Tube, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, we love that for you. God's kiss. But whatever doesn't, leave it on the table for someone else. We do not want you taking on energy that wasn't meant for you. We're going to use Intuitive City Oracle by Rob Barthelman. I hope everybody's enjoying the beginning of the week. We got 2 on the table. Somebody's not comfortable, but in a good way. Okay. We got 3 on the table, 1 major. Okay. I'm going to say something that I probably have never said before. Seriously, I don't think what I'm about to say I've ever said before. Maybe. I've done a lot of readings. I don't know. 2 more shuffles. 3 on the table, 1 major. 2 more shuffles. Ooh, we got 4 on the table, 1 major. 5 on the table, 2 major. Interesting. Interesting. One more shuffle, last shuffle, last shuffle. Six with bottom of the deck, and that gives us 3 majors. All right, we've got the King of Pentacles. We've got 3 of Wands. We've got the Devil. We've got 6 of Swords. It's one of my favorite cards. We've got the Emperor. Hey, maybe tomorrow morning we'll get the Divine Masculine. Maybe I should use that deck tomorrow. And then bottom of the deck, we've got Temperance. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. You can change the Emperor to an Empress. It is just boss energy, basically, because this is just... I could do this reading in like 5 minutes and call it quits, because here's what it is. I like when the first 2 cards fell out, King of Pentacles and the 3 of Wands, like, how do I say it? Like, somebody is ready to move. Somebody is ready to go. Like, somebody's ready to do what they need to do. Like, somebody does not want to sit around and wait. The thing is, and all these cards are good, okay? Like, the 6 of Swords, the Emperor, the Temperance. Like, somebody has good things coming in for them. Somebody is working towards good things for themselves, right? Like I said, that Emperor energy, it's just boss energy. It's just kick-ass energy. Like, you're kicking it. You're kicking the shit out of life right now. Like, you are owning it, you know? And yet with the Temperance card, like, you're still somebody like that's very peaceful and very down to earth and very grounded, but you're kicking life's ass. Like, you're doing amazing. In whatever that way that means for you, right? Like, take how it resonates. Everybody could be a little different out there. The Devil card. Let's talk about the Devil card. Like I said, I could literally do this reading in 5 minutes. Be careful. I'm not going to say slow down. I'm not going to say slow down. I'm not going to slay so down. I'm not going to say slow down. What I am going to say is the 3 of Wands, okay? Rob Barthelman, the creator of this deck, put on the 3 of Wands card an oracle saying, okay? All of his tarot cards in this deck have an oracle saying, and it's supposed to prompt you and help you, like if you have trouble reading tarot, if you're just beginning, that kind of thing. That's why I love this deck. This is why I've always used this deck. He put on the 3 of Swords expansion. Now you put that next to the devil and next to the Six of Swords, okay? Three of Wands, the devil, Six of Swords. Like I said, whoever this is, if this is you, this is someone else. Like, this is someone that has nothing but good things coming for them. But when I see the Three of Wands and the devil next to each other, like I said, I'm not going to tell you to slow down. What I'm going to say is don't start what you can't finish. Does that make sense? Don't like start writing a play and then set it aside and then start painting something else. Don't start reading a book and then set it aside and start watching a movie. Do you understand where I'm going with this? I'm trying to use, like common sense type examples. But like if you're working towards something, right? Like if you're working on something, if you have your own business, don't not complete something and move on to the next thing. Whatever you're working on, complete it and then move on to the next thing. And I don't think it's not the kind of energy as to be like, oh, if you don't finish it now, you're never going to finish it. It's just making sure that you have all your ducks in a row, everything is set, everything is ready to go, so that later on, like, you can already say, well, I already did that. Like, I already did that. So, and I'll just give you an example. Okay? This is a very easy example. If you follow, if you subscribe, you guys know that I wrote a book. Technically 3 short stories, but I call it a book. Okay? I wrote a book. I was going to start editing it like late spring, early summer. And something told me, you know what? I'm going to set that aside for a minute and I'm going to work on myself. And do not get me wrong. Like, I fully believe that that's what I was supposed to do. I mean, look at how far I've come. I went from 275 pounds to 230 pounds since June. Like, I'm doing great and I'm going to continue. However, if you follow, if you subscribe, I think I told you guys like 2 weeks ago, like, I'm going to start editing the book. Like, it's time. It's time for me to start editing. Now, that being said, I have a million ideas to write more books. Like, literally, I have a million ideas, a million stories in my head. If I really wanted to, I could start writing another book tomorrow. However, just my own common sense and the fact that, like, I'm being nudged to edit the book and, finish the book as I see fit, I'm going to do that before I start writing another book. However much I might want to write another book, however much I might have all these ideas like leaking out of my brain, I'm going to finish editing my current book. I'm going to finish editing it. When I get the money saved, I'm going to have somebody else professionally edit it, and then I want to self-publish. I need the money to self-publish it. That's my plan, because I want as much control over it as possible. And that's probably what I would do for every book of mine going forward, quite honestly, is I would just self-publish on my own, if it's feasible. But yeah, I'm not going to start writing another book until I finish editing. And it's not because I can't not edit it, and it's not because I can't not write another book, or you know what I mean? I could just say, okay, I'm going to edit it in January, but I'm going to start writing my book now. I would rather just finish what I started, right? Because I'm being called to do that. I feel like I'm being called to do that. So let me finish editing that book. And then January, February, March, whenever, I can start writing the next book when I feel like it's time. Intuitive nudge, psychic ability, whatever you want to call it. When I feel like it's time, that's when I'm going to do it. And it just makes more sense to finish what I started before I start something else. And that's what this reading is saying. Finish what you started before you start something else. And it's not It's not an asshole energy. It's not like an I told you so energy. It's not like, hey, stupid, like you should already know this kind of energy. It's just saying that going forward, it might be a little bit easier if you just finish the project you started before you start the next project, right? And it makes sense. It makes sense. And I know, like, I have always been a juggler myself, so I know that there are many other jugglers out there, and we don't think it's a big deal, like let me edit this, let me write this, let me sing this, let me cook this, like hands in all the pots, right? I think at the end of the day, if I sit down and I say, okay, I'm going to spend until the end of December, I'm going to allow myself this amount of time till the end of December to self-edit my book. And I just spend as much extra time as I can editing that piece. And end of December, beginning of January, being like, okay, I think I'm done. I think it's good. Now it's set. When I have the money, I can just shoot it over to an editor. They can edit it, shoot it back, right? It just might be easier in the long run to finish what you start so that you can move on to other things. It's not to say you won't ever go back to something. It's just to say, like, it's just really, when you think about it, it's easier. And I will say this too, like, I am a multitasker. I can be brutally honest and say that I used to be a lot better at multitasking. And as an adult, I'm not going to lie, I used to think that I was a procrastinator, and I was. I can admit that. I was a procrastinator. When I didn't want to do something, oh my god, I would put it off to the last minute. Last fucking minute. I feel like as an adult, it's gotten worse. I feel like it's gotten worse. Like, I feel like I procrastinate about everything. And I feel like when I was younger, I used to be able to multitask a lot better. And now that I'm older, like, I have trouble multitasking. So, like, for me, this would resonate, right? Because, like I said, like, I felt called. Now's the time to edit the book. Edit the book. When that is done, when I can set that aside, then I can start working on something else. If you guys remember, I said that I wanted to paint my own cover for the book. Eventually I'll start that, and then I'll finish that, and then I'll start working on something else. It just makes sense to complete what you started before you move on to something else. And I hope nobody's offended by that, because it's not meant to be offensive. It's meant to help. It's meant to aid someone, to aid you if necessary. And like I said, like I'm always completely honest with myself. Like I said, like, I feel as I've gotten older, I'm worse at procrastinating. I can't juggle as much as I used to juggle. So for me, this definitely resonates. And again, I'm on the timeline where I already realized this. I realized this like 2-3 weeks ago. So take how it resonates for you. I don't want to keep going over it and over and over it, because this is actually really good energy. Like, this is, like, other than the advice portion of the reading, like, whoever this is, if this is you, someone else, like, this is good. Somebody has good energy. Somebody is, like I said, kick ass, like totally kick ass. I love it. I am also going to say something too, just because I feel called to. I keep looking at the Emperor card, and the Temperance. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. No matter what you're working on, no matter if you don't listen and you juggle and you go back and forth, always make sure you take care of yourself first. Self-care, love on yourself, that kind of thing. I was looking at the Emperor, and then I was looking at the Temperance, and it's just like so just make sure you take care of yourself. All right. Now I'm going to leave it. I hope it resonates for somebody. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope if anything, you're entertained. I'll talk to you later. Bye.